What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve Natto and we're here today with the brand new, highly anticipated Nike Adapt BB 2.0. These things are insane in hand and a huge step up from last year's model of the original Nike Adapt BB. I was so glad to get my hands on these, and I first saw them, when pictures first surfaced, and I was really excited to get my hands on it, to check them out in person. And I gotta say, I am not disappointed. There is so much going on, and they made a lot of improvements from last year. So I'm so excited to show these to you guys today. I had my video up last year of the Adapt BB when that first came out, and very happy to get this one up as well. I actually ended up getting these a little bit early before the actual release date from the Nike Sneakers app shock drop that happened the other day. Randomly in the middle of the day, they just released some pairs via early access. I was able to get through, get my size, and wind up with them here. However, the actual release date is February 16th, right for All-Star Weekend. There's so many sneakers coming out, and this one is one of the last ones, but a great one at that. Retail price is $400, so they did jump up the price $50 compared to the first Adapt BB model that released in 2019. So we can gauge that at the end of the video, see what we think, and see the improvements and compare it to last year. So there's literally so much to talk about here. I want to show you guys all parts of the sneaker and the box and all the accessories included. So I'm so excited to dive into that here for you guys today. However, I will say, if you guys are new to the channel here today, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate the views. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, as I post new videos like this all the time, where I show you guys all my new pickups, all the new sneakers that come out, show them to you guys up close as well as on feet, give you my final review and opinion at the end of the video. And that is exactly what we're gonna do here for you guys today on the Nike Adapt BB 2.0. So like I said, very excited to dive into it, and we need to just jump into it right now. So let's go. All right, so here we are with the sneakers, and like we always do here, I like to take a look at the box, and especially for this pair, there is so much going on and so many small details that this is where we need to start. So up close on the size tag here, we see Nike Adapt BB 2.0 in black, white, and bright crimson for that retail price of $400. So like I said, they did jump up the price $50 compared to the first Nike Adapt BB. Now onto the box itself, we can see it's a primarily white box with some designs around the side. And on the top, we have a giant Nike swoosh and some writing at the top here in the left corner that says Nike Adapt BB version 2.0 in year 2020. And the box itself is a flip open box at the top here. You see we have a spot for accessories, which I'll show you guys in a minute. And I put the shoes back in to see what it would look like, on first glance of opening the box. And you see the paper here. The shoes come right here. And the paper is actually pretty cool, because if we spin it around, it does have some writing on it, where if you get up close, you can see it says Nike Adapt BB 2.0 and the Nike swoosh. It's a little hard to see on camera, but a nice small detail that they did add. And now, actually removing the shoes and the tissue paper inside, there's the charging pad underneath, as well as some foam on the sides to protect the shoes. But you can see it's nicely latched in here. You open this up, you have the manual for the Nike Adapt right here. It explains all the things going on and teaches you how to use the sneakers. So we'll put that aside for now. And then the other piece in here is that charging pad that you use to actually charge the shoes. So it comes wrapped up, but I'll get that unwrapped and show you guys the accessories to check that out a little bit more. But underneath the shoes, that is the only thing inside the box right there. Now onto that small box that was in the spot at the top. If we open that up, it is the charging cord and the plug to connect to the outlet that will charge the charging pad itself. So now I'm gonna get all that opened up and show you what that looks like. So here we are with the charging pad, and the pad itself is actually, I guess, the exact same pad as for the Adapt 1.0, because it looks the same, and on the back it literally says Nike Adapt Charger 1.0. So I guess they didn't upgrade that at all. It does come with that USB-C port up at the top, and the cord that comes attached comes with the plug, a regular USB on one end, and then the USB-C connector on this side. Now I have just turned it on, put the shoes on the pad, and immediately you see the lights blinking right here. So I'm gonna get them charged up a little bit more and show you guys some more of the functions here. So the main function of these side buttons here, if we zoom in, you can see it's a plus and a minus sign to tighten and loosen the sneaker. So I'm gonna show you guys what it's like to tighten the sneaker all the way up for effect here, because you see I have it all the way loosened, and you can see, the extra slack on the lace, I guess I'll call it, right here. And we'll see what happens when I tighten it all the way. So if we push the plus button, you can see it turns on, and the sound that it makes is actually tightening the shoe. And as you can see right there, it just completely tightened the shoe. So it's really cool, and that's one way it works. It also does work to control it by your phone via the Nike Adapt app. So you can do it one of two ways, but that's at least right there to do it, right from the shoe. So now that I've gotten some of the functionality out of the way, I do want to dive again deeper into the shoe itself, take a better look up close at what's going on. So we will start that out here. And as you can see, we have that icy blue outsole on this colorway right here for the original All-Star colorway. Moving up to that black midsole, connecting to that mechanism in the middle that controls the light and the mechanism to tighten and loosen the shoe. A little bit of red all the way at the top for that Nike Zoom Air unit. Moving up, you got sort of an overlay material with this black and white pattern over top the entire sneaker, but on the lateral side here, you can see a hit with the Nike logo and some nicer sort of nubuck material on the back, leading to this giant heel counter on the back here that sort of acts as a pull tab, but is sort of its own existing piece off the back here. Moving up to the front, as I mentioned, you have those laces, and you have a piece of leather going all the way up the tongue, and the left shoe is marked with L for left, and the right shoe is marked with R for right. And the tongue itself is completely 3M, so I'm going to turn on the flash to get you guys a better look at that now. So here it is with the flash on, and you can see that tongue really popping out. So there is the sneaker with the 3M. That is the only part of 3M on the sneaker, but nonetheless, still a really good touch. Now moving to the medial side, it is a little bit different than the lateral, but starting from the top, you can see that lace coming through and going through the Nike logo again, moving to the middle here and then down into the bottom, likely into the actual mechanism itself, sort of behind where this outline Nike swoosh is, but we have that in white in the middle, kind of atop this overlay material. And as we get a little bit closer, you can see it says system on the side right in the middle, and it actually says power lacing system all throughout. So from left to right, power lacing system. So pretty cool small details there. Up at the toe, you can see more of that material, the black stripe around the blue icy sole with a little bit of a hit of red down the side, connecting to that black midsole all the way up to that black heel. From the front, we can get a better look at what I was explaining before. Really pretty much all the same. Sort of looks like a one-piece material sneaker with that swoosh right in the middle. And from the very top of the toe, you can see that icy blue outsole with a little bit of red. Onto the back, you can get a better look of what's going on. Starting from the bottom, you got that icy blue outsole again, black midsole, and then black heel counter on the back here, where you see the top part actually acts as a heel tab that you can use to put on and take off the shoe, but you can see it's just a pretty big piece, and that nubuck material is completely underneath. And now turning on the flash again to take a better look inside the shoes, we can see that it comes with two shoe trees that are pretty similar to the first Adapt BB. However, the first one came with an additional piece for the heel that this one does not include. So interesting point to compare the two. But inside here, we can see it's all black on the inside, black inner lining and black insole all the way into a rainbow colored Nike swoosh in the middle and a rainbow colored Nike Adapt logo in the back heel with left and right for each different sneaker. And now I always like to show the size tag here. It is a little bit hard to see, but there's a shot of it right there for the numbers and information on the Nike Adapt BB 2.0. Also on the inside, on the other side, there's also a QR code, which I tried scanning and it didn't work for me. But, if you guys know in the comments down below what that is exactly for, definitely let me know. I tried scanning it, like I said, but it didn't seem to work. Lastly, here we can get a look at the Nike Adapt BB 2.0 outsole, and it is in this colorway completely icy blue with that red piece up at the top for the traction in red. So otherwise pretty clean, no other branding, and pretty simple design. And now that we have taken a full up close look at the sneakers, it's time to get these laced up and show you what they look like on feet. Actually, quick detour, I forgot that when you put these on, they actually lace themselves to the fit of your foot. It's pretty incredible, so I'm going to show you guys what that's like right now for this right sneaker. So I'm going to put my foot in the shoe. Sorry for trying to show this here, but once my foot is in the shoe, you hear that, you see the laces tightening, the light was on, and now I'm locked in. So let's do the on feet. All right, so now there we have it for the Nike Adapt BB 2.0 on feet. So I think this is a really, really cool shoe. If you guys watch my channel, you guys know I love keeping up with all the new technology and all the new things that are introduced by brands. And this one is a huge one for me from Nike, the Adapt 2.0 coming back out with a second model. I think it's really, really cool. However, in terms of practicality and look and all the more specifics for the shoe in reality here, if I want to talk a little bit more specifically on that, I think there are some good points I'm going to make and some good comparisons to the first model. So first, I'll start with sizing, and I would say that these fit a little bit small. I would recommend going up a half size from your normal Nike size. I went with my normal Nike size, and they felt a little bit snug, and I would have probably liked a half size bigger. I will say that the technology of tightening and loosening the shoe can really do that really well in terms of it can loosen it up completely wide, or it can tighten it up to as close to your foot as possible. So if you go up a half size, I don't think it'll be a problem because you can find the right fit. Beyond that, in terms of comfort, they were actually very comfortable. They felt really, really nice, a lot of padding, and they felt like a good shoe to play basketball in. In all honesty, you felt like you could move around, and they felt quick. They actually weren't too heavy. When you hold them on their own, they feel a little bit heavy. You definitely notice the weight, but there is an entire mechanism in there that controls the lacing system. So I would say it's definitely not that heavy, but it's something you notice. It's definitely heavier than most sneakers, but in its own right, I don't give it any bad looks at all because, it's got so much packed into one little sneaker. So beyond all that, I think it's really, really cool. And in my opinion, although I would say that I think I like the design and look of the Adapt 1.0 a little bit better than these. I thought I was going to like them on feet a little bit more, but at least in my eyes and in my opinion, these really look like a performance basketball shoe, which that's the name of it. It is meant to be that, but it looked too sort of sporty in my eyes, and I like the look of the Adapt BB 1.0 a little bit better. But let me know in the comments down below which ones you guys like better, and we'll have a discussion down there. Now, in terms of price, like I mentioned earlier, these ones are $50 more than the original version, which, isn't too good. I would have liked to have seen at least the same price, or hopefully that price go down, but clearly that wasn't the case for some reason. So I feel like it is what it is with this type of technology. It's honestly revolutionary, so I'm not too mad at that, but I would like to see that go down in the future. But now with those specifics talked about and out of the way, one other thing I did come across that I mentioned earlier was the app that you can use to control the sneakers. So the app you can get is the Nike Adapt BB companion app, and you can control the lacing mechanism from your phone. So it works to connect via Bluetooth, and it worked for me that far, but I'll put a picture up on the screen. It actually didn't have this shoe loaded in, and I was sort of confused as to why it only showed the Adapt BB and the Adapt Huarache. However, I clicked on the Adapt BB and it still worked, so it still recognized the shoe in functionality and still worked how it normally should work, but it's weird that that page came up and it didn't have this preloaded into the app. But whatever the case, I guess a small detail because it still worked, but maybe it's something that Nike overlooked here, but whatever the case, it is what it is. So overall, I think we have a really, really cool and interesting sneaker that keeps it innovating and iterating to make new and interesting models that is great for everything sneakers related. I think it's really cool. I like to see what they do in the future, and I think it's great for the culture. Obviously, we see NBA players literally wearing these sneakers to play basketball, so the functionality is there, and Nike is doing its job to create sneakers that are innovating unlike anyone else. So I think it's really, really cool. But if I had to give you guys my final review and rating on a scale out of 10, in terms of my personal opinion and functionality and wearability for me, I'm only going to give these an 8 out of 10 just because I think that retail price is still a little bit high. $400 is a good amount of money for a sneaker that, in my opinion, I can't wear a lot because it looks so performance-based, whereas for the Adapt 1.0, it was a little bit easier to wear. But I still think it's a really, really cool shoe, and I'm really excited to see what they do in the future for maybe the Adapt 3.0 or other models that they come out with. It's still early in 2020, so who knows what they could be putting out in the future, but I'm here for it and excited to see it. I'll do my best to get any Adapt that comes out in the future to post on my channel here, so be sure to stay tuned to my future videos and hit that subscribe button if you guys were new to the channel here today. But otherwise, that finally wraps up this video. I know this was a long one, but thank you guys for sticking it out. I was really excited to show you guys all parts of this sneaker, and hopefully you guys saw that. So be sure to drop a like if you guys like this video and hit that subscribe button like I mentioned earlier. But other than that, that's it for today. That ends it, and we're cutting it here. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you guys real soon on the next video.